There is truly nothing like summertime in the city. After 6 months of hibernation, the city comes alive from late May to late September.
In this video sponsored by DJI,
I'm going to show you the ultimate New York City summer travel guide.
Number 1 on my list is have a sunset picnic at Sheep's Meadow in Central Park. Now, Sheep's Meadow is a 15-acre field located in the southwestern section of Central Park. It's a sea of green amid all the concrete and the glass and steel of the city, and it's the perfect place to spend a hot summer day. The lawn is open from April till mid-October from dawn to dusk in fair weather. The meadow was originally designed as a parade ground, and it was once a potential location for military usage, which was strongly opposed, so instead it was converted into an actual pasture with sheep until 1934. Today, the meadow is one of the best spots in the city to come and relax at sunset and have a dinner time picnic.
When I'm going around New York City, a lot of the times you don't want to have a huge DSLR camera, it can be a burden. But the Osmo Pocket is so light and so portable, I can put it in my pocket and take it anywhere around the entire city. We're having an evening picnic here in Sheep's Meadow. I'm actually filming this clip right now on the Osmo Pocket. The best thing about the Osmo is the fact that it's so tiny, but it doesn't compromise your image quality. It also has active track, so you can put this thing down, run around, see the whole view of Sheep's Meadow from the Osmo Pocket. It's all you need to film your beautiful scenes in Sheep's Meadow.
It's such a juxtaposition with all the soaring skyscrapers on Billionaire's Row off in the distance, and then the endless green in the foreground. You really can't get this scenery anywhere else in the entire world. My girlfriend Hanna and I have been coming here a good amount so far this summer, bring some watercolors and do a bit of painting, or simply run around in the grass barefoot and have some fun. If you're visiting, or even if you are a local, you can't go wrong with spending the day at Sheep's Meadow. Jump on a train downtown as the sun sets and the moon rises over the city for the next activity on my list, stargazing on the High Line. That's right, stargazing in New York City. Each Tuesday night from April to late October, head down to 14th Street in the High Line for free stargazing, put together by the Amateur Astronomers Association of New York City. The night I stopped by, you could see crystal clearly the craters on the moon through the telescope. I was actually shocked at how crisp the view was. And on some nights, you can even see Jupiter and the rings of Saturn. Head to the High Line each Tuesday night for a walk along the park and a chance to take a closer look at the stars.
For the next activity on my list, I recommend heading down to Brooklyn Bridge Park and just enjoying the lawn right by the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. Right behind me there, you have all the views of Lower Manhattan, Financial District, you see One World Trade Center. Then over this way, one of the most iconic pieces of architecture in the entire city.
The Brooklyn Bridge was built in 1883 and has become an icon of New York City. If you're going to walk the bridge to the park, I recommend going at sunrise to beat the crowds. It's a very unique feeling to be one of the only people in such a busy tourist destination. But I think the most scenic way to get to Brooklyn Bridge Park from Manhattan is by taking the NYC ferry. The ferry departs from 34th Street in Midtown and cruises down the East River, giving you incredible views of the Chrysler Building, the eastern skyline of Midtown, and of course, the Empire State Building. The ferry only costs $2.75 at the filming of this video, which is a pretty affordable way to see the city from the water. Once you get to Brooklyn Bridge Park, grab a bite to eat at Luke's or Ignacio's for some classic pizza, stroll on down to the green lawn at the foot of the bridge, and take in the best views of Lower Manhattan from Brooklyn. Next up on my list is visit the most famous statue in the world. The Statue of Liberty is a colossal structure on Liberty Island. I think it's a hands-down bucket list item that everyone should check off their list. But getting to the island is easier said than done. I made the huge mistake of booking tickets at 2 p.m. on a Friday. The crowds were out of control. The line to get through security takes 20 to 30 minutes, so make sure you arrive early. My next tip is book well in advance. They have different levels of tickets, with the most basic reserve ticket for $18.50, which allows you access to Liberty and Ellis Island. Now, the Crown Ticket access will let you into the interior of the statue and up to the top. These tickets were all booked out 3 months in advance. So if you're looking to come to New York City in the summer, make sure to book your tickets in early spring. Now, once we got to Liberty Island, the crowds were on another level. I've never seen a place so packed in the city other than Times Square. So again, my number one tip, if you're going to the Statue of Liberty in the summertime, book well in advance and take the first boat at 8 o'clock in the morning. Or if you want to beat the crowds entirely. For a very unique view of Lady Liberty, you can always just rent a jet ski.
The next activity on my list is jet skiing in the Hudson. Now the best time to do this is early in the morning when the winds are calm, water's not too rough. You'll usually be in a small group, 3 or 4 other people. Let's go get it, you!
Just a quick 15-minute drive from Midtown Manhattan to Pier 13 in Hoboken, you will arrive at New York Harbor Jet Ski Tours. I opted to do the New York Harbor Tour, which is just 1 hour long. The tour cost $160 plus an extra $50 for a double. Now before you head out, the guides give you a full safety briefing, and we were told that no prior jet ski experience was required. Although I would not recommend this if it is your first time on a jet ski. The tour company provides wetsuits, and you will definitely be needing them. The tour runs from Pier 13 in Hoboken down the Hudson River south.
It's very, very bumpy. You're gonna get some Hudson water in your mouth and your eyes, but to see the city from a jet ski, I mean, look at this.
Saying that you might get wet on this tour, that's a gross understatement. The day that we went, the wind chop and the outgoing tide made for some heavy, I'm talking heavy waves in the Hudson, especially around the East River. I swallowed a fair amount of East River water, which is pretty disgusting. Definitely not too proud of that. But if you plan on doing this, go on a day with absolutely no wind and hot temperatures. We went in mid-June and it was freezing. But all of this aside, it is such a unique way to see the city speeding down the Hudson on the back of a jet ski.
And my final thing to do in New York City during the summertime is to actually leave New York City and head to one of the beautiful beaches nearby. Most people don't know, but a short subway ride or train ride or car away from New York are some of the most beautiful beaches in the entire world. I recommend taking a day trip out of the city, escaping all the noise and the chaos. And of course, when you're going on a little day trip, you're not gonna wanna bring a huge bag. So I have my Osmo Pocket here. You can still get those steady shots running down the beach, catching the sunrise. Again, a huge thanks to DJI for sponsoring this video. Comment down below your favorite thing to do in the summertime in New York City. And with that, I will see you in the next video.
Hey. Let's go. Bet.